Shalom, 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 Yisrael. What's everyone doing out there? Welcome once again to Shabbat Night Talk. Tonight on the night of May 6th, 2016, 28th of Abib, 5777. Welcome. My name is Chief Uziel Lewy from the House of Knowledge, Wisdom, and Understanding. Abib, CHOKMAH with BINAH. That's the house that we're coming from. Share the link on your pages, on your social media. Shalom, Mario Bodie. Don't know who you are, but shalom, shalom. May the Most High God bless you, be with you. Put my shalom greeting up there with you, for you. Thanking the Most High King for all things and everything. Let me just share this link on the various social media, on the social media. That way people could know exactly what we're doing. I know we starting out kind of late, but you know I have a family, so excuse me. Being that I have a family, and you know you got to spend some time with them during the Shabbat. You know, they got to have some talk time with them. Gotta be able to interact with them and, you know, just have a good time with them. Thanking the Most High King of the universe for all things and everything, food, clothing, and shelter. Thank you, Yahuwah, for my life, the life of my family, household. Thanking Yahuwah King for all of your lives, what He's provided for you, all the things that He continued to give all of us. I thank Yahuwah King for all things and everything. Hallelujah. Just share the link. Can somebody just whatever link is out there for this stream, whatever link you have, can you just put it in the room? Whoever's here with me, just put it in the room, because my link is a little bit different, and I want to give out the normal link for the that you share from straight off of YouTube. So if you have that link, just share it in the room for me, in the chat for me. I'm thanking Yahuwah for my life once again, and you know, for just being able to do so much for us. It's a time and a season of being how would you say, redeemed. You know, we just came out of the time of Pesach, and we are during the time of our liberation. Shabbat Shalom, Marsha Yisrael. The Most High God be with you. I was looking at, just give me 1 second here. I was looking at a video online, and if anyone has that link, please just put it in the chat. If you have that link, can you please just put it in the chat for me so that I could copy it from the chat? I was like, yeah, actually the link to this stream. If you have the link on your YouTube channel, how it offers you to share, and just copy that link for me and put it on this stream on the actual chat. Shabbat Shalom, Migdalia Yisrael. So just share the link with me on the chat, Bavakusha, if it allows you to. I'm not sure if they allow you to share links on the chat, but please do if you can. And if it's not allowing you to, just let me know that it's not allowing you to, so that way it doesn't feel like I'm just speaking to myself. How's everybody doing? I hope that everyone is well. I was looking at a video online this week, and I believe it was yesterday, and there was an Israelite brother talking with a young African kid, and and the older Israelite brother was just reiterating the fact that the kid was African and he wouldn't, it was something about feeding him. He wouldn't be able to feed him because he's African, and so forth and so on. A lot of that sentiment towards our brothers and sisters from Africa comes from, well, there's quite a few things. Let me go first to, let me just real quick open up some verses here. Deuteronomy chapter 7. I hope that everyone is here with me. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Deuteronomy chapter 7 reads, When Jehovah thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest in to possess it, and shall cast out many nations before thee, the Hittite, the Girgashite, Amorite, Canaanite, Perizzite, Havite, Jebusite, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when Jehovah thy God shall deliver them up before thee, and thou shalt smite them, then thou shalt utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For he will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Jehovah be kindled against you, and he will destroy thee quickly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall break down their altars, and dash in pieces their pillars, and hew down their asherim, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art a holy people unto Jehovah thy God. Jehovah thy God hath chosen thee to be his own treasure out of all peoples that are upon the face of the earth. Jehovah did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you was the fewest of all peoples. But because Jehovah loved you, and because he will keep the oath which he swore unto your fathers, hath Jehovah brought you with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that Jehovah thy God, he is God, and God, the faithful God, who keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, and repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him, he will repay him to his face. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandment and the statutes and the ordinances which I command thee this day to do them. And it shall come to pass, because ye hearken to these ordinances, and keep and do them, that Jehovah thy God shall keep with thee the covenant and the mercy which he swore unto thy fathers. And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, thy corn and thy wine and thine oil, the increase of thy kind, the young of thy flock, and the land which he swore unto thy fathers to give thee. Thou shalt be blessed of all peoples. There shall not be male nor or female barren among you or among your cattle. And Jehovah will take away from thee all the sickness, and he will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest, upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. And thou shalt consume all the peoples that Jehovah thy God shall deliver unto thee. Thine eyes shall not pity them, neither shalt thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee. If thou shalt say in thy heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? Thou shalt not be afraid of them. Thou shalt well remember what Jehovah thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt. The great trials which thine eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, and the mighty hand and the outstretched arm whereby Jehovah thy God brought thee out, so shall Jehovah thy God do unto all the peoples of whom thou art afraid. Moreover, Jehovah thy God will send the hornet among them, until they that are left, and they that hide themselves perish from before thee. Thou shalt not be afraid at them, for Jehovah thy God is in the midst of thee, a God great and awful. And Jehovah thy God will cast out nations before thee by little and little. Thou mayest not consume them quickly, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee. But Jehovah thy God shall deliver them up before thee, and shall discomfort them with a great discomfiture until they are destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into thy hand, and thou shalt make their name to perish from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand. 24, once again. And he shall deliver their kings into thy hand, and thou shalt make their name to perish from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand against thee until thou have destroyed them. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not covet the silver or the gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to Jehovah thy God. And thou shalt bring an abomination, and thou shalt not bring an abomination into thy house, and be accursed like unto it. Thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a devoted thing. So, many of us were taught. Once again, if somebody could share the link to this stream in the chat, I would really appreciate it. If you could copy and paste the link to this chat right here, then I would truly appreciate it. So the hate and disdain that Israelites have for brothers and sisters from quote-unquote Africa. Now, we got to remember that Africa is a Shabbat Shalom, Chief Kohath. Africa is a continent that has many nations. How many countries are in Africa? Let me research that. Can somebody research how many countries are in Africa itself? Can somebody please research that? So what am I bringing here? All right. So we read Deuteronomy 7 and we heard about the 7 nations, right? These are what we call the Canaanite nations. These were the nations that dwelt in the land of Canaan, the land of Israel, known today located in northeast, what we call the plateau of Africa. Now, the name Africa, and why the continent is named Africa is named after an Italian by the name of Amerigo Vespuccio. No, that's America. I'm thinking about America. I'm talking the African, the Italian that the continent of Africa is named after is Cyprios Africanus. So do a research on that Cyprios Africanus, and that's who the continent of Africa is named after. It's named after this man. Africa is just a continent that's filled with nations, more than 7 nations. In our teachings, we say that the people of the descendants of Ham The descendants of Ham, they are the African nations, the Canaanites, and the Mizraim, and all these different nations. These are the descendants of Ham, and so forth and so on. And when we went into the land, we were supposed to destroy these 7 nations. So thus begins the hate that many Israelites were taught towards Canaanite nations, because we were supposed to wipe them out when we went into the land. So now right here, it's specified why we were supposed to wipe them out. Now previously, before we went into the land, the Most High told us that the sins of the people had not yet run over the cup. So they were not dispossessed from the land of Canaan. But at the time when we wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, and by the time we went in, it was they cup had run over, and the Most High told us basically to annihilate them, destroy them, and possess the land. Like we read in this chapter, he said he will not do it all at once, but he will do it little by little. What happened with that? Starting in the time of Joshua, we made a deal with one of those nations. They tricked us, and little by little it started trickling in. The reason why the Most High didn't want us to make pacts with them is because he knew that they would influence us negatively. So he didn't want our sons to marry their daughters, and vice versa. He didn't want our daughters to marry their sons, because we will be influenced in a negative way and to follow their customs and their ways and their beliefs. And as you see, that's evident today, because we picked up many customs of the nations. Today, we run the gamut from one end of the spectrum to the other, from Buddhists to Muslims, to Christians, to Hare Krishnas, to whatever religion you could think of in the world. We worship. Some of our people worship the quote unquote African gods, the Shangos and the Abakwa and all these different African gods that we are accustomed to worshiping. So now we understand why the Most High God told us to annihilate these nations. But now, getting back to this, we did not do it. We did not destroy these nations. It didn't happen. So the disdain and the hate that some Israelites are taught is really taught the wrong way, because we came into captivity for not following the laws of the Most High God. So at this point, when we go back, the Most High did not tell us that when he made the new covenant, he allows us to go back into the lands which he promised our forefathers. He didn't say that this time now you're going to destroy all the Canaanites and these 7 nations. He didn't tell us that, right? He told us that on the return back, if we read in the book of Isaiah, it tells us that this should be a house of God for all people. So the Canaanites that we didn't destroy, they are not going to be destroyed now. Said the Most High God is going to, we're going to spend months burying the dead. We're going to spend about 9 months burying the dead, but it didn't specify a nation. The reason why the Canaanites were specified at this point is because we were taking their land. The Most High was giving us their land. That was our inheritance, the promise that he made to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And also because of the things that they were doing. So because we didn't wipe the Canaanites out at that point, in that period in time, it doesn't mean that now on the return we're going to go and destroy Canaanites because we didn't do it before. It doesn't say that on the return part. Let us go there real quick. You can see the new covenant that the Most High God made with us, and you can see. Shabbat Shalom to everyone in the room that's listening. I hope that I'm making sense to you, because that was truly a disturbing video, and I think that we perish for a lack of understanding. he said that he basically told the young kid, or excuse me, we gotta go to the book of Jeremiah for the new covenant. I'm a bit tired tonight, so bear with me. He just basically told him he wasn't the brother. So now, I mean, the brother made some good points. You could be my color, but not my kind. And I truly believe that all black people are not the same. But where we're living at right now, and the climate that's in the air, all people of color need to stick together. You understand what I'm saying? All people of color need to stick together. And when I felt that being a grown man talking to a child, there's a way to approach every situation. And truly, we don't know who is Israel because we were scattered all through Africa. And every one of us didn't make it on the transatlantic slave trade. We were scattered truly to the four corners of the earth. So, just thinking about that, we just got to stay on point for that. So, let me just find this chapter and verse to talk about the new covenant. Here it is. Jeremiah chapter 31 in the Masoretic text. We're going to start from 31 verse from verse 27. Says Jeremiah 31:27, and it shall come to pass that like as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to overthrow and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith Jehovah. So now it's like any farmer, any construction worker who's going to go in and renovate a building. Before you build somebody up, you got to break it down. So a farmer, before he gets the produce or he gets a harvest, he has to break that ground. He has to turn it over. He has to pull out weeds. He has to basically eliminate certain things in order for that ground to be ready for seed to go in there. Because if you leave the weeds and all that stuff in there, it's going to take away from the nutrients of the plant, and it's going to choke and it's going to kill whatever it is that you're trying to make grow. So it is with us. The Most High is going to do. He's going to take away all the things that hold us back. So it's like going to be a destruction before there's a healing or coming up of the people. Verse 28, in those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge. These are these days, meaning that the fathers have committed a sin, or the father's actions causes the child a reaction. No more. In other words, if I do something wrong, it affects my child. This is why this is some of our contention with our Messianic brothers and sisters, that all through Torah, all through the Tanakh, the Old Testament, you find passages where it distinctly tells, and to our Christian brothers and sisters, where it distinctly tells you that we all pay for our own sins. So when we get into the story of the so-called Messiah, Jesus, that he came and he died for the sins of the world, and that through him man should find everlasting salvation. The Most High God tells us thousands of years before that came about that everyone dies for their own iniquity. Everybody dies for their own sin. And it says in those days they shall say no more. Now, this is talking about a future prophecy. This is not even talking about right now. This is talking about what's to come when we go back to the land. It said the fathers, it said, in those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge. Even in that time, so when we teach the concept of Jesus coming back, this is totally contrary to that whole concept, because the whole concept of Jesus is that he died and saved the world from sins. But right here is telling you that everyone suffers for whatever action that they take or make. So no one could die for you. No one could suffer for you. Everyone suffers for their own thing. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity. Every man that eateth the sour grapes, his teeth shall be set on edge. So if you eat something sour, it's not going to affect your child. It's going to affect you. So this is for the future even is speaking about. It's not speaking about times past. It's talking about for the future. Even if you believe that there's a Messiah coming, that there is a Jesus coming back. It's telling you right here that everyone pays for their own iniquity. Verse 30. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I'll make a new covenant. A new covenant. Hine Yamim Ba'im Ne'um Yahweh Wekarati. What? Et Beit Yisrael. Wekarati. Karat is the covenant, right? And I'll make a new covenant with the house of Yisrael. And with the house of Judah, right? Because remember, we were separated to a northern kingdom, which was Israel, and Judah, which was the southern kingdom, along with the tribe of Benjamin and some Levites. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. So not according to that covenant, because we was on the, that's when the Most High God appeared on the mountain, and we told Moses everything that God said we will do. Because we went back on that covenant, the Most High said not according to that covenant, because this covenant is going to be different that he's going to make now in this Egypt, in this Mizraim, in this captivity. So this is a new covenant. For as much as they broke my covenant, although I was a Lord over them, saith Yahweh, we broke the covenant. We didn't keep up our end of the bargain. We started serving the Baal, the Asherah. We started serving everything that was around us. But this is the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts, and in their heart will I write it, and I'll be their God, and they shall be my people. Meaning, it still stands that he will be our God, and we shall be his people, but now no more shall a priest, a Levite, or anyone have to teach us about the laws of God. Now let me show you how true that is. You see, back then, those were the laws were things that were dictated to you, right? You had to learn it from someone, because not everyone had scrolls, not everyone had books. In fact, a very limited amount of people, maybe the scribe, the king, the priest, the Levites, they had scrolls. Certain one of them had scrolls or whatever, but everything else was word of mouth. So now it's not going to be that no more. You depending on a person to learn about the true and living God. It says now the Most High is going to put it in our inward parts. He's going to put it in our hearts and in our minds. And I'll be their God, and they shall be my people. And how would it be in our hearts and our minds? Now each and every one of us have a book. We don't have to depend on a Levite. We don't have to depend. And some of us have more than one book. We have different books. We got different books. Look, I got 1, 2. I got many more. So that's how we're going to get it in our inward parts, because no longer will we depend on someone to give us the Torah. The Torah will already be in our hearts and our minds, because we will be reading it on a daily basis. And taking it in on a daily basis. You could see that is evident with some people, because they have photographic memories and they could remember quotes and run it off. So it's like that movie, The Book of Eli, when with Denzel, he was blind and he used to study out of that the braille from, because he was blind, but he had a Bible in braille. That's how you say it, right? Braille for the blind people, and he recorded it or went through it every day. That when he no longer had the book, when he got to the place where they were preserving all the books and reprinting all the books, where they had the printing press, they asked him, "Where is your book?" And he said, "Where's the Bible?" And he said, "It's right here. I got it." And he started from the beginning. He said, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth was void without form." And he just read it off. That's how we're going to have it. That's the times we're looking at. It's going to be in our hearts, and it's going to be in our minds. I hope that you're keeping up with me, because I'm getting to my point. So this is the new covenant, right? Although I was a Lord over, but this is the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Jehovah, and I'll put my law in their inward parts, and in their heart will I write it, and I'll be their God, and they shall be my people. Once again. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Jehovah, for they shall all know me. And how will we know him? By studying. That's the way. So it's showing you the future, and you could see that is applicable, because every one of us have books. We have apps. We could go on the computer. So no longer do we do teach each other to get understanding, but that's more of us coming together and trying to gain understanding. But you could get understanding of your own. You just need other brothers and sisters to kind of, all right, solidify if this is what I'm thinking, if what I'm thinking is right, and then we come to a conclusion. But every one of us going to have this in our heart, because we have them sitting. We have these scrolls, modern day scrolls, sitting on our bookshelves. From the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Jehovah, for I'll forgive their iniquity, and their sin will I remember no more. This is for times to come. Thus saith Jehovah, who giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and the stars for a light by night, who stirreth up the sea, that the waves thereof roar. Jehovah of hosts is his name. These ordinances depart from before me, saith Jehovah. Then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So we know that sun, moon, and stars are still there, so that means we're still here on earth. The Most High God kept up his side of the bargain. We were the ones that didn't keep up our side of the bargain. So now, why did I go to the new covenant? Over here in Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 30. You start from verse 30. Because in that new covenant, the Most High God is not talking about destroying anybody anymore. That's already past. You can't take that no more. We broke that covenant. We broke that agreement. So now this is what's going to happen now. Let me go to the book of Isaiah. Let me get you chapter and verse. No, I believe it's chapter 2. Chapter 2. This is all future things that are going to come to pass. Just give me 1 second. I'm not good off the bat with chapters, but I could tell you I could tell you where stuff is at, but not verbatim. So it got to be chapter 3. Give me 1 second here. No, hold on. Give me 1 second here. Just trying to find the chapter and the verse. Okay, no problem. You tried posting, no problem with me. I know. I don't think you could post it on the stream. Maybe I got the wrong prophet. Give me 1 second right here. So I hope that everyone had a good meal tonight. I enjoyed my meal with my family. I can't believe I can't find this chapter. I know it's looking right at me. What I'm looking for is where it says it should be a house of God for all people. Just help me out with that. It should be a house of God for all people. Said that the people shall flow into the top of the mountain to the house of the God of Jacob, and from there shall go forth the law. I know it's Isaiah or one of these chapters. Let me see. See somebody posting it up there. Sorry about that. All right. Let me just keep strolling along. But anyway, that is a future prophecy of us, of where it says that all the nations should come to the top of the mountain, to the house of the God of Jacob, and from there shall go forth the law. So that includes everyone, that includes everyone that's this time around. That thing with the Canaanites, that's already passed. That thing already passed. It's not something. It's not like a refund on that. That's Isaiah 56:7. Okay, let's see. I know there's one in Isaiah, but it's at the beginning. Right here. 56:7. Let's see what it reads here. It says, "Even then will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifice shall be acceptable upon mine altar. For my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples." That's also good, but it's all the same prophecy, and this is evident because today you're going to have people, listen, you're going to have people of all denominations, whole walks of life, people from different nationalities that are going to attach themselves to you. And we're supposed to be priests to the nations. We have to prepare ourselves for that. All that, the white man is the devil, you're going to burn in hell and all that. I didn't read any of that in the New Covenant. God didn't say any of that in the New Covenant. The Most High, in fact, told us that when we look at future prophecies, that it should be a house of prayer for all peoples. And peoples meaning nations. Right? It says, let me read you this last in Hebrew. Ki Beiti, for my house, right? Ki Beiti, my house. My house, Beiti, Beit, it's our house. Tefillah, Beit, it's a house of prayer. Ki Beiti, my house shall be called a house of prayer. Beiti, it says Beit Tefillah. Tefillah means prayer. Yikware, Lakal, that's all. Ha'amim. Am is nations, right? So it should be, so the proper interpretation is Ha'amim is all nations. Lekal Ha'amim, for all nations. That's plural. Nations. Not even, when you say peoples, it's automatically implied that you're speaking about nations. But when you read it in Hebrew, it tells you, it shows you that it's nations. So that's all the nations that are surviving today. Everyone has to praise the Most High God. Says, now verse 8 even goes deeper. Saith the Lord God, or Yehovah God, who gathereth the dispersed of Israel. So the Most High, who's going to gather us, we are the dispersed of Israel from the four corners of the earth. Yet I will gather others to him. I will gather others to him. We have to be prepared to teach people. This is part of it. We can't in our hearts, we cannot be hateful towards people, because it's going to be a house of prayer for all peoples, besides those of him that are gathered. So even coming out of here is going to be a mixed multitude, like we came out of Egypt, because people are going to cling on to us, and they're going to walk in our ways and our statutes. I hope I'm making sense to you. So all that hate talk, Isaiah 2:3. Thank you. I was going too far down. Torah, Shavania. I appreciate you, sister. I knew it was somewhere at the beginning of Isaiah. So we go from Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word of Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the end of days are not here yet, that the mountain, and when it means the end of days, it doesn't mean like the end of the world, like some apocalypse and it's going to be the rapture. No, we don't believe in that. We don't go for that, End of days meaning the end of days of a wicked time or wicked era. That's what it means. The evil in the earth is going to come to an end, and it's going to come a future time with a Davidic king that's going to sit on the throne, who's going to be anointed and is going to sit on the throne ruling, from the line of Jesse through David. Not no return to somebody. There is a king walking around here right now that's not anointed, and he doesn't know he's the king of Judah, from the house of David. Now remember, in the future, the sticks is going to be brought back together. Israel and Judah, and they're going to be made one stick again. So we're going to have only one king. It's not going to be a northern king or a southern king. And this is what I'm saying. And none of these future prophecies do you hear that is we going back and killing Canaanites, or we going back and killing anybody. It says it's going to be a house of prayer for all peoples. That means all surviving members that are left on earth of the people. So if we left those Canaanites alive, the new covenant doesn't have anything specifying that we destroy them, or that we have to go back and accomplish what we were supposed to accomplish before. That's not what the Most High God is telling us. And it shall come to pass in the end of days, it says, Wehaya be'akarit hayamim nakom yiyar Bait. Here, let me read it in English. It shall come to pass in the end of days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established as the top of the mountain. So us, the house shall be established. The shall come to pass in the end of days that the mountain of Yahweh's house, that's the house of Israel, that's us, the temple, and all the things that are established, we shall be established as the top of the mountains, that the tallest mountain, the highest peak, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Exalted above all the hills. That's metaphor. The hills are the other nations, and all nations shall flow unto who? Unto the top of the mountain. And that's how we're going to become priests of the nations. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge between nations, and shall decide for many peoples. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So this shows us a future to come, because right now we got more nuclear weapons in the earth than there ever been. People are trying to create nuclear weapons. In the time when Jesus came previously, over 2,000 years ago, supposedly or allegedly that he was here, people were still killing people. There was still violence in the earth. This is speaking about a future time where violence is going to be eliminated from the earth, and we're going to beat our weapons of war into weapons to till the ground and weapons to cultivate the land. This time is not here yet. And it speaks about, and many people shall go and say, it says, where how cool Amim Rabim, right? So Amim is peoples, right? Those are nations. Come ye, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Verse 4, and he shall judge between nations. Nations. Weshaphat, Bain, Hagoyim. That's the nations, right? The nations. And shall decide for many peoples, where oki ak la amim ravim, for many peoples, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Say lo yisa goi el goi kerev. They shall not lift up sword against nation shall not lift up sword against nation, meaning no more war. It's going to be a time of peace. But we know that, we're not in peaceful times right now. So this time is not here yet. So in none of these futuristic prophecies or prophecies that are going to be in the future, or that are going to be prophecies of a time to come, do you ever read where it says, hate the Canaanite, destroy the Canaanite? That passed already. That covenant, that old covenant was broken. So now everything in the future is about repairing the breach and bringing people to the service of the creator of heaven and earth, and to uplift people to understand, and them being the hills and us being the top of the mountain, they're going to flow to us and want to attain the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that the Most High God left here on record for us to follow and to go towards. So this is what the people are going to be following, and this is what we have to keep in mind. So when I saw that video, I knew that these things were here you know, you don't want to insult people, and you don't want to say people don't study, they don't do this, they don't do that. But it's evident to me that, you know, for you to stand there and tell a little boy because he comes from Africa, and many Israelites are still in the continent of Africa and are still lost in there. We you know, you don't know who people are. You know, we scattered. So, you know, we have to begin to teach or we program our minds to how we think about so-called Africans. Now, I'm not telling you to love those that hate you. One thing that I learned that my teacher taught me, and that rings true: those that hate me, I hate you too. With as much passion as you hate me, I hate you too. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, if you hate me, I hate you too. So we cannot be a people that are biased because of color. You know, if you get people that come around you to worship with you and to pray with you and to praise the Most High God, we cannot shun them away, because it should be a house of prayer for all peoples. For all peoples. So I hope that is good. Now, if you want to chime in, if you have something to say, please give me a call at 347-622-9090. If you want to add to this topic, if you saw that video and remember it, the video that I'm talking about, and you want to call in and chime in on it, please feel free to do so. The number, once again, is 347-622-9090. 347-622-9090. So that's for everybody who might want to call in and chime in on that. 347-622-9090. Please call in and chime in if you would like to. That's for everyone online that would like to. I just felt like that was very bad behavior on the brother's part. So if you want to chime in on this topic, or if you might have a question about something, please call us at 347-622-9090. Hope everyone out there is having a beautiful day. Thank you for everyone for my Mahalia Wilburn for Isaiah 56:7. It was right on the money. And for my sister Shavanya by Yisrael for Isaiah chapter 2 verse 3. So Shavanya, I need a after Pesach cake, because you know we need some leavening in our bodies after Pesach. So, and Amos's birthday is coming up on May 18th. For all of y'all that know Amos, he's gonna turn 16 years old. May 18th is his birthday. He's been reminding me for about 2 months that his birthday is coming up. Those of you that know my son Amos. So, getting to be a giant now. So yes, everyone out there, I guess no one has anything to say about this topic. I hope it was clear. I hope that I made sense and I brought some wisdom and understanding to you. That it wasn't, that I didn't ramble. I know it took me a little time to find the chapters, but I was around the avenue. I just don't have that. There's certain chapters that are there. I know where things are around, but you know, sometimes I don't have that photographic memory to remember verse, chapter, and line like my brother Chief Benjamin. You know, he has that. He's been blessed with that, and I'm proud of him. So, but I'm not Chief Benjamin when it comes to that. So okay, I guess no one has anything to say. Everybody's tired already. It's almost 10 o'clock. I come on late. You know, I'm going to try to come on with you guys because, you know, we peoples. So what's happening is that I know y'all are used to this. So I'm gonna come on and do what I have to do here with y'all, no matter what. But now that the time is up and no one has anything to say, hoping and praying that the Most High King, creator of heaven and earth, be with you all. Oh, for everyone, tomorrow morning, in the mornings I do the prayer service. I'm not sure how many people tune in, but usually I do it from 6:30 to 7, or 6:45, sometimes 7 o'clock. So tomorrow I'm going to be trying to start service, prayer service, and then I'm going to try to start services early also, so that way we've been starting kind of late, and that's because just talking to the people, is we basically have a foldable tent. We don't have a steady home, so all the equipment and everything we bring, we have to set it up every time we get there. So that takes up some time. So I'm going to make it my business to get down there early, to set up everything, and to be out of there, and to have services streaming at a very, very early time. So thank you. Shavanya, this is your first time being on this? Nah, this is not your first time. You talking like a newcomer. Like, this is good. I just discovered this. So blessings to everyone out there. I see Princess Hannah's in the room. Igdalia Yisrael, Hannah Lewy, Mahalia Wilburn, Shavanya Bat Yisrael, Rishon, Yisrael Benyamin, Shabbat Shalom Rishon. Good to see you in the room, my brother. Send a shout out to your brother, Kelon. Hebrew Woman 2, Chief Kohath, Mario Bodie, Avared Yisrael. I think I got everyone. So shalom, shalom to everyone. See you in the AM. If you don't get up that early, still catch the stream. Catch it when you wake up. It should be already loaded. So shalom, shalom to everyone. May the Most High God bless you all. Shabbat shalom. Hallelujah. And don't forget the prayers. If you need me to pray for someone, text me at 347-622-9090. If you need me to pray for someone, please text me. I will not know who to pray for if you don't let me know who to pray for. So you could text me at 347-622-9090 so I could send up prayers for whomever it is that you need me to send up prayers for. Okay? Shalom, shalom.